Hello students, welcome to the course on Basic Electronics Engineering and the course code is EC101. This is the course for BTech first semester CSE IT and FT students and second semester EC students. Myself Dr. Surajit Boshak, Assistant Professor of EC Department, Guru Nanak Institute of Technology, Kolkata. And this is my official email address. Let us start lecture number 7 from the second module, PN junction diode and its applications. In the last class, we have started full wave rectifier and accordingly we have started on center tap full wave rectifier. We determine the average value or DC value of current voltage and RMS values of current and voltages also. And correspondingly, we determine ripple factor and rectification efficiency of center tap full wave rectifier. So today we are going to complete the rest of the part, that is the calculation of peak inverse voltage, regulation, and more importantly, bridge rectifier. So our lesson objective of today's topic is study PN junction diode, ideal diode, diode models and its circuit analysis, application of diodes and special diodes. And this topic is mapped with CO number 1. So let us start lecture number 7 from the second module, PN junction diode and its application, with the topic of center tap full wave rectifier and bridge rectifier. So we have already discussed about the center tap full wave rectifier. We have already started. And the circuit diagram is like that. So in the positive and negative half cycle of the input signal, we get the output in both positive and negative half cycle of the input signal. In positive half cycle of the input signal, we get the output due to diode D1 because D1 diode is in forward bias and D2 is in reverse bias. But in the negative half cycle of the input signal, diode D2 is in forward bias and D1 is reverse bias. So for the negative half cycle of the input signal, we get the corresponding output due to diode D2. And ultimately we have determined IDC, VDC, IRMS and BRMS value and determine the ripple factor, which is 48 per 0.486 for center tap full wave rectifier, whereas in half wave rectifier it was 1.21. And we also determine rectification efficiency, which is 81% for center tap full wave rectifier, whereas it was 40.5% in half wave rectifier. Then we go for the transformer utilization factor. Transformer utilization factor, we know that there are two windings across the transformer secondary of a full wave rectifier. So TUF secondary is calculated as what is 2 into TUF secondary of half wave rectifier. That is, in case of half wave rectifier, it was 0.287. So it is 0.574. And TUF primary is defined as the ratio of DC output delivered to the load to the AC rating of the transformer primary. Therefore, TUF equal to PDC by PAC rated, which is IDC square into RL by IRMS into VRMS rated. Now, since we know that IRMS and IDC value, that is IRMS equal to Im by root 2 and IDC equal to 2 Im by pi. So, transformer rated RMS value is VRMS equal to rated Im RL by root 2. Therefore, average TUF equal to 2 Im by pi whole square into RL by Im by root 2 into Im RL by root 2. So that is 0.574 plus 0.812. Actually, this TUF is 0.812. So 0.574 plus 0.812 by 2, that is equal to 0.693. So in case of full wave center tap rectifier, the TUF transformer utilization factor is 0.693, whereas in half wave rectifier it is just on 0.287. So it is almost double. Next is the calculation of peak inverse voltage. Next is the peak inverse voltage PIV. Let Vm be the maximum voltage across the half secondary winding, and we are considering the positive half cycle of the input signal. At this instant, diode D1 is conducting and diode D2 is non-conducting. So, whole of the secondary voltage will appear across the non-conducting diode. Therefore, PIV of a full wave rectifier with center tap transformer is twice the maximum voltage across the half secondary winding, that is PIV equal to 2 Vm. Therefore, maximum voltage rating of the diodes should be more than 2 Vm. So in case of half wave rectifier, the PIV was Vm, but in case of center tap full wave rectifier, the PIV peak inverse voltage is 2 Vm. Next is the regulation calculation. Regulation is defined as the variation of the DC output voltage with changes in the DC load current. So, percentage regulation equal to VNL minus VFL by VFL into 100%. VNL means no load voltage and VFL means represents load voltage at a given current. An ideal power supply should have 0% regulation, that is its voltage should not vary with load current. So for a full wave rectifier, VNL equal to 2 Vm by pi and VFL equal to 2 Vm by pi minus IDC into RL plus RF. Therefore, VNL minus VFL by VFL equal to 2 Vm by pi minus 2 Vm by pi minus, actually VNL this part and this part is VFL. So 2 Vm by pi minus IDC. IDC is 2 Vm by pi RL into RL plus RF, and similarly here also VFL is written. So after calculation is percentage of regulation will be minus RL plus RF by RF, which is same as half wave rectifier. So there is no difference of percentage of regulation for half wave rectifier and full wave rectifier. For both case, the regulation, percentage of regulation is same, identical. Next is the calculation of form factor and peak factor. Form factor is defined as a ratio of VRMS by VDC. So it is a ratio of RMS value to the average value of the voltage. So VRMS is Vm by root 2 and VDC is equal to, we know that, 2 Vm by pi. So it is 1.11, and peak factor is defined as, it is a ratio of peak value to the RMS value of the voltage. So Vm by Vrms. So Vm by root 2, which is root 2. So this is all about center tap full wave rectifier. Another type of full wave rectifier is present, which is bridge rectifier, and where 4 number of diodes are required. So let us start from a bridge rectifier. So this is the circuit diagram of a bridge rectifier, and this is the input output waveform. First waveform is the input of waveform, and second waveform is the output current waveform, load current. And see here 4 diodes are required. Here an input AC signal is supplied, and the resistance is connected from this terminal to this terminal, and second, this terminal is actually grounded. 0 volt means it is grounded. So the first question arises, why we use bridge rectifier? Actually, center tap power transformer, in case of center tap full wave rectifier, a center tap power transformer is required, which is very difficult to fabricate and costly. So we avoid here. So that is why a bridge rectifier, where 4 diodes, bridge rectifier is formed by 4 diodes, D1, D2, D3 and D4, and a normal transformer can be used also here. The AC supply to be rectified is applied to the diagonally opposite ends of the bridge through the transformer. The load current RL is connected between the other 2 ends of the bridge. So normally we get the output for both positive and negative half cycle of the input signal. Now see, in the first positive half cycle of the input signal, so during the positive half cycle of the secondary voltage, The diode, see the figure, current direction is like that. The diode during the positive half cycle, that means this plus and this minus. So diode D1 and D3 become forward bias, and diode D2 and D4 become reverse bias. So only the diodes D1 and D3 conduct and will be in series through the load resistance RL. The conventional current flow is shown by a solid line. Now current flow through A to from A to B through the load RL. So see here also written that during the positive half cycle we get the current due to D1 and D3. Now for the negative, during the negative half cycle of the secondary voltage, the diode, this waveform, the diode D2 and D4 become forward bias, and diode D1 and D3 now become reverse bias. So only diodes D2 and D4 conduct. These two diodes will be in series through the load RL. The current flow is shown also here through a solid line. This line indicates the current flow. And again, current flows from A to B through the load, that is in the same direction as for the positive half cycle. Hence, unidirectional or DC output is obtained across load RL. See, here also during the negative half cycle of the input signal, we get the current due to D2 and D4. Okay. Now the question is, what is the value of IDC, IRMS, ripple factor, efficiency, whatever. Is it different? Think about the matter. First think about IDC and IRMS. Is it different from center tap full wave rectifier, or is it same? So waveform is identical with the center tap full wave rectifier. So mathematical expression of output current or output voltage is identical, should be identical due to the exact waveform of output waveform. So automatically IDC or VDC and IRMS and calculation of VRMS is exactly identical with the center tap full wave rectifier. So ripple factor and efficiency also same, should be same. Thus all the parameters are exactly identical. No. So where are the differences between bridge rectifier and center tap full wave rectifier from parameter calculation point of view? Yes, the differences are present for the calculation of two things. One is transformer utilization factor and other is peak inverse voltage. These two parameters are different from center tap full wave rectifier. So first we want to calculate the transformer utilization factor. Because here actually in case of center tap full wave rectifier, the secondary transformer is divided by two parts, but here it is not divided. That is why TUF is different from center tap full wave rectifier. So the current flowing through the secondary winding of the transformer is purely sinusoidal and is given by TUF equal to 4Im square RL by pi square by Im square 2RF plus RL whole square. So RF equal to forward dynamic resistance of the diode. Therefore, TUF equal to 8 by pi square into RL by 2RF plus RL equal to 0.812 when RL much greater than RF. So it is transformer utilization factor is more in case of bridge rectifier. In case of half wave rectifier, it is 0.283. In case of full wave rectifier, it is 0.693. But in case of bridge rectifier, it is highest, that is 0.812. And other is the peak inverse voltage. The polarities correspond to the positive half cycle of the input already shown here. Under this condition, diode D1 and D3 are forward bias by shorted points in the figure. On the other hand, diode D2 and D4 are reverse bias and their maximum reverse voltage will be equal to the maximum secondary voltage. Therefore, the peak inverse voltage of a bridge rectifier is Vm. So only these two parameters, that is TUF and PIV, are different from center tap full wave rectifier. And all other parameters are exactly identical with the center tap full wave rectifier. Okay, so this is all about full wave rectifier. Now, one very important question, that advantage and disadvantages of center tap full wave rectifier with half wave rectifier. This is very important question. Advantages, first discuss about the advantages of center tap full wave rectifier with half wave rectifier. First advantage is that the DC output voltage and load current values are twice than those of a half wave rectifier. Yes, because DC output voltage here in case of half wave rectifier, it is Vm by pi, but in case of center tap full wave rectifier, it is 2 Vm by pi. Next is the ripple factor. Ripple factor is much less in full wave rectifier, that is 0.482, whereas in half wave rectifier it was 1.21. Now third point is the rectification efficiency, which is twice than that of half wave rectifier. In case of full wave rectifier, the rectification efficiency is 81.2%, whereas in half wave rectifier it was 40.6%. So these are the advantages. Now move for the disadvantages. Is there any disadvantages? Yes. The output voltage is half of the secondary voltage. Second, PIV. PIV of a diode in full wave rectifier is twice than that of the diode used in half wave rectifier. And third and last point is center. In case of full wave rectifier, center tap actually transformer is used for full wave rectifier, which is very expensive and difficult to fabricate. Actually, that point is also, if I go ask you that what are the advantages of a bridge rectifier over center tap full wave rectifier. So one advantage is why we move for the bridge rectifier. That is for center tap transformer, which is used in full wave rectifier and very much expensive and difficult to fabricate. So this is also advantage of bridge rectifier. Okay. So that's all about full wave rectifier. Okay. So thank you. Thank you so much. Now I am ending the today's session.